Mike Owens with Inside Fighting, and it's always a pleasure to be joined by Grant Dawson, top-ranked UFC lightweight. He's back in the top 15, which is always good to see. Grant, always a pleasure, my man. How are things with you today?
I'm good, man. How are you doing? It's always good to be on the show, man. I really enjoy talking to you.
Likewise, likewise. A lot of people expected you to be fighting last Saturday, and I think it was only the week of the day of fight week, sorry, the early on in fight week that it was announced that your matchup with Joel Alvarez wasn't going to happen. Can you talk to us a little bit about the reasons behind that?
Yeah, so we got the offer for Joel Alvarez, and I misunderstood what the UFC said. I was told that we it was pretty much set, and all we were waiting for was a contract. And so I went on and started talking about the fight like I always do, ready to get after it. And then it turns out that Joel wanted to move up to 70, is what I'm hearing, which I totally understand. If you can't make the weight, you can't make the weight, and there's no reason to kill yourself if you're just going to show up and not make weight. So massive respect for that, to just say no, then try to do something and fail at it,
Mm.
and possibly put the fight in danger. So the UFC contacted us, said, "Hey, the fight isn't happening." So I took the post down right away, and then that was kind of the end of it. And I'm hearing that people didn't realize that the fight was off. So yeah, we're looking for an opponent for late October, early November. But that's really, I'm just kind of sitting on thin ice right now.
Do you have a card or a location or a date in mind for late October?
Man, date doesn't really matter to me. I would love to fight in Vegas. Vegas is my favorite place to fight. I know everybody in Vegas. You got the PI in
Mm.
Vegas. I got the Apex in Vegas. All the Airbnbs are super nice and really cheap. So I like fighting in Vegas. No income tax in Vegas. So I'm for Vegas whenever.
So that's 3/21, October 4th. Would that work for you as a date?
Yeah, I do October 4th. Anything in November around there. I need to get one more in this year, but for the most part, just trying to stay healthy, trying to get after it, and get back in there as soon as I can, as I'm able.
How important is it for you to fight somebody who has a number next to their name? Because I think, to my knowledge, the only person who's currently booked in the top 15 is Benoit Anthony against Maurizio Huffy, UFC Paris.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's super important. It used to be. It used to really bug me that I wasn't able to get a ranked guy. It used to bug me about a lot of things, but the more and more I watch the sport and I see where the sport is going, I just don't think it matters. Like, I just don't think it matters who you fight or what. I think the only thing that matters is winning and winning dominantly. Um, it kind of looks like Max Holloway might have been given the next title shot if he hadn't hurt his hand against the
Mm.
guy that he already lost to. Um, After a one fight win streak over Dustin Poirier. So it's like I'm realizing more and more it's just right place, right time, and all I can do is say yes to whoever they give me.
You said that that's the way the sport's changing. Do you think it's changing for the better or for the worse in that regard?
I don't think it's either. I think it's just
Mm.
changing. I think that the UFC is in a spot where they need to put on fights. They need to put on good fights. And there's a lot of fighters and there's a lot of guys that don't want to fight each other. So I get that they're kind of in a pickle right now. But they always figure it out. They always get it done. I'm just gonna say yes to whoever they offer me. I've said I won't fight Gamrot and I won't fight Moicano, and other than that, the answer is yes. So whoever they end up sending my way, I'm in.
Sick of saying Michael Chandler's name at this point. Does,
I'll never get tired of talking trash on Michael Chandler, man. I'm okay talking shit on Michael Chandler any day of the week.
why is that?
Oh man, I don't know. I just don't think he deserves to be in the top 15. Um, I think that there's a lot of guys that are a lot better than him with better records in the UFC that have done a lot more. And you know, it's just I want to see him fight somebody that isn't, a huge star, a huge name. I want to see if he can compete. I just don't think he can compete. I don't think he can compete at this level. And um, I don't know, man. It like I said, it used to really bug me, and I'm trying not to let it bug me. And I'm trying to move on and just take the fights as they come.
How do you think a fight between you and Chandler would actually look? Do you think he'd be able to stop your takedown threat? Do you think it would turn into a striker match?
Yeah, no, I would definitely think that he cannot stop my takedown. He gets taken down by jiu-jitsu guys. He gets taken down by um, Europeans. So it's I just that was a joke. I just don't think that he's going to be able to stop somebody that is his size, younger, way better looking. It's just, I think he's got one way to beat me, and that's to knock me out, which he could absolutely do. But I want to see it. I want to see if he can knock me out. I want to see if he can get it done. But I just, yeah, I don't think that fight's ever going to happen. I don't think Michael Chandler's
Yeah.
ever going to fight somebody that doesn't have a million followers and a bad haircut. So it really, I've let it go, man. I've let it go. I'm gonna fight whoever they tell me to fight, and just keep making money and keep hoping I get that title shot someday.
Talking about title shots and talking about guys who can knock people out. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira, International Fight Week. What did you make of the main event?
Yeah, amazing, amazing, man. Wow, Ilia's good. Ilia's the real deal. I really want to see him fight Arman Sarukian. I would love to see how he does against a younger, motivated, cardio machine with good wrestling, great chin, good striking, good everywhere. I'd really love to see that fight. And if he beats Arman, I'm not saying he would, but if he did beat Arman, then I'm even more excited about him fighting Islam Makhachev. That makes it more exciting for me. Uh, I did just see that Charles Oliveira is scheduled to fight. Um,
Fiziev.
yeah, Rafael Fiziev. I think that's a quick turnaround after a knockout like that against another another good striker. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, if I was Oliveira, I'd rather fight somebody like me. Not a lot of power. I don't have a lot of knockouts. I'm not a big striker guy. I'm gonna grapple with him. If I get knocked out like that, I'm thinking somebody that doesn't hit as hard. So, but we'll see. I'm sure he's making way too much money to fight somebody that isn't a scary draw.
That also feels a bit like Charles taking that fight because it's in Brazil. It feels a bit like he wants to fight in Brazil more than the date kind of makes sense in that way.
Yeah, I get that. And I understand. I understand. But if you're the main event in Brazil, I feel like you have a little bit of a say. And like somebody like Mateusz Gamrot makes more sense.
Mm.
Fiziev is one and please don't mess this up. 1-3 in his last four, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, and his win is over Baja Mundez, a guy that's not even ranked. Gamrot's doing really well. Gamrot beat Fiziev. Gamrot's got a lot of wins. He's ranked number 7 in the world. He doesn't have a whole. I love Gamrot to death. He doesn't have a whole lot of power. If
Mm.
I'm Charles, I'd rather fight Gamrot. Bigger name, longer win streak. Coming off a good win over a good guy, like, and somebody that's going to grapple with me, somebody that's going to wrestle with me, and doesn't want to try to knock my head off.
Yeah. Are you anticipating a long title reign from Topuria?
I don't know. I don't know. If he sticks around, yeah. I just I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. It kind of sounds like he wants to move up to 70 and fight for the belt. And if he does that and wins, what's left? Like, he's the greatest
Mm.
of all time. What do you do? I really don't know. I think that if he says I'm going to stay at 55 and I'm going to fight all comers, yeah, I think he could. I think we'll see a lot more with Armand, because we just haven't really seen him fight a good wrestler. That's what I want to see, is
Yeah.
a good wrestler, crazy good cardio that's not going to run into a punch.
Has Armin been in the gym recently?
I'm sorry.
Has Armin been in the gym recently? I've seen him doing a lot of work in California. Is he been out to
Yeah,
Florida?
I haven't seen him in a while. I think he's in California right now. I haven't seen him in a while. I'm sure if he does get a fight set, though, he'll come to ATT. And if he doesn't, that's his prerogative. It's all good.
Mm. So you've made it clear you think Armin should be next. I guess the next question on my lips is who do you think the UFC will go with next, and do you think they might want to cash in the Ilia Topuria Paddy Pimblett fight next?
Yeah, I think that's what they're gonna do. To be
Mm.
honest with you, I think they're gonna do Ilia versus Patty, um, and that's fine. That's fine. The UFC needs to make money, and I'm for it. I'm for them making money, and Patty isn't completely out of the question. Patty's coming off of a good win over Michael Chandler. He's undefeated in the UFC. A lot of finishes. You know, he's young. He's a superstar. He sells fights. He's big. He's massive, man. He's absolutely massive. He could give Ilia Topuria trouble just because of how good his chin is and how good his grappling is and how massive he is. You know, so I definitely think that they could go that route, and I'm down for that route. You know, I'm done complaining about who gets what.
Yeah,
There's enough wealth for everybody. I'm just gonna worry about me.
yeah, 100%. I want to turn the conversation to a training partner of yours, or should I say, a former training partner in Dustin Poirier, given the fact that his last dance is now complete.
Yeah.
Was the fight in Louisiana, was it the perfect ending for Dustin in your mind?
The only way it would have been a more perfect end is if he had gotten that guillotine in
Yeah.
in the that round where he knocked him down and then jumped the gilly. If he
Mm,
had gotten that, it would have been a storybook ending. They would have made a movie about it. But it didn't end up happening. I really don't think that you could have a better career than Dustin Poirier, minus winning the belt. But we've seen people win the belt and then go downhill from there and are now broke. Dustin Poirier will never be broke.
mm,
Dustin Poirier will never have a financial struggle in his life. His children will never have a financial struggle in their life, and that's something truly amazing that you can do. Like, when Dustin Poirier's great grandchildren still have money because of him. They're not going to say they inherited a wine company. They didn't
yeah.
inherit a BMW dealership. Their dad beat people up so that they could have a good life, and that's a pretty cool legacy to leave behind.
I saw Chris Duncan jump a gilly or two in his fight this weekend. Like, how much has the level of guillotine gone up in the room since the jump the gilly gimmick has been around? Have you seen a marked improvement in that submission in your game?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys are jumping the gilly in the gym nowadays. Two really good, other than Dustin, obviously, two really good guys in the gym that have guillotines are Chris, as you said, and then Dakota Bush has got a really good front head
Mm.
series guillotine, Dars Anacondas, all that kind of stuff. And then Neto BJJ actually has a
Oh yeah.
really, really good guillotine that people don't really know about. It's a really good guillotine that he's got, so it's a nice little trick. Yeah, I feel like everybody's kind of getting after it. I've got a good guillotine, but it's just not something not a lot of people shoot on me. In the gym they do for sure, but
Mm.
in fights people don't really shoot on me, so they don't get to see that I actually have a pretty good guillotine myself.
100%. Before we kind of close the book on this Poirier retirement fight, is there any training stories that you haven't maybe shared before with the great man that you'd like to share with us today? Something that comes to mind?
I mean nothing like not I don't know anything crazy. Something does come to mind. I remember one of the last times we were training together. Uh, he jumped a gilly on me, and my arms got caught in his legs, so I couldn't tap. And he was like squeezing on it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm for sure gonna go out," because like I couldn't touch anything. So like I tapped with my foot, and I was just like, "Man, I just hope he lets go." And he let go. He's like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I couldn't move my hands." He was like, "Yeah, I felt your arms locked, but I didn't know what to do." I was like, "Yeah, it sucks." But yeah, he's got a. I'm gonna miss training with him. That's for sure. He's a great dude to have in the room. I hope he comes and visits a lot.
Yeah. Last one from me. Thank you so much for your time. Obviously, you've given us an indication of when you'd like to return. October sounds like a good timeline for you. If I had to push you for a name for somebody who makes sense, let's not say a title shot next, but somebody that in your mind makes sense next, who comes to mind?
Nasrat.
Nasrat.
Nasrat Haspariki. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his last
Haqparast.
name. Yeah. I think my next fight will be Nasrat, and then honestly, after that, I think I'll fight Faris Ziam, and then after that, I'll probably fight like Jordan Levitt or something like that. Just keep racking up the guys without a number next to their name. It's all good.
Are you being ironic there, Grant, or is that the fight that you think is next?
Nasrat.
Hmm.
I do believe Nasrat is next. No offer or anything like
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
but just in my head, 5 fight win streak. He wants to fight around the same time. I thought it was going to be, uh, sorry, Faris Ziam,
Yes.
but he's already booked in Paris, so probably not him. The only name that really makes sense to me is Nasrat because nobody ahead of me will fight me, and yeah.
It's a great fight. Grant,
Yeah, absolutely.
Grant, thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you back in action in the
Appreciate
near
it, brother.
future.